Boring! Is there anything else more interesting? To do?
Once, there was a glorious...
It's been a while!
That'll be an extra few minutes.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper I am Kuchin. Yuhung.
I am the knave, Arlecchino, fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. The children of the House of the Hearth call me Father. I do hope our partnership proves to be a pleasant one, although...
Happy to teach you. Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette.
Hey, traveler, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that voice!
Over here. To borrow one of the more popular turns of phrase at the moment, this appears to be quite the fated
You can say that again. Wait, Paimon's got it! You must...
Actually, we've run into a bit of trouble on the home front, so Father arranged for...
Oh, are Lynette and Fremen...
Yep, along with most of the other members of the House of the Hearth.
So you're saying nearly...
Since the two of you are so curious, perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
You scared Paimon half to death!
Father, you're here.
You know...
No need to be nervous. I could sense your genuine concern from your conversation just now. Of course, I can also understand your confusion. Sending so many Fatui here to Poisson, it's only natural that some might suspect an ulterior motive to be involved. I understand. I'm well aware you've had your fair share of confrontations with the Fatui in the past, and I can't exactly guarantee that we'll remain on good terms in the future. As for right now, however, I would say we have little reason to be at odds, wouldn't you agree? The House of the Hearth could stand to be more open with those who have worked so closely with us in the past. As for the issue at hand, well, it hardly relates to any ulterior motive. To be frank, it all stems from a certain rumor circulating around the House of the Hearth. It's an internal matter.
What?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the house.
A phantom child?
A spirit that should have long ceased to exist. So I decided to bring the children to Poisson before continuing to If you're curious, or if you still have some concerns, it might be Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests.
Of course, Father. It has long been a dream of mine to invite you to our... You're quite... if you're willing. Of course. Let's go. I'll... We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit.
Awesome! Thanks! So...
Well, with this many people's...
Okay, we'll come with! There are all sorts... But now that we find...
Well, you're more than welcome to come along.
Linny! We're finally here. The supplies.
Brought them with me? Hello?
It's the Traveler in Paimon!
No way! Come here, everyone! Hurry! The Traveler and Paimon are...
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at...
Oh, it's alright! Of course!
Father told us...
I heard the Traveler... I heard Paimon eats so much... Wait a second! That's the rumor you heard about Paimon?
Oh, wait. When guests visit, you're supposed to give them gifts and stuff.
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, we don't have any... Come on! We insist! I can give you some of my new potions. Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or actual poison. Huh?
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth.
Ah, now that's not a bad idea. I know you usually prefer to fight head-on, but I was poisoned not too long...
Wait.
But those are the best things we can give you. Ooh, how about this? Tell me the name of some...
All right, Fold, Selwar, you don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact, pestering them with suggestion after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything. I would say you're in...
Really? Awesome! It's been...
Yeah.
Well...
All right, see you later.
Bye!
Lenny, about all that...
Scared you, did it? That kind of talk comes with being part of the House of the Hearth. When Foltz was really young, he strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child and was abandoned by his family. Elwar has an unnatural obsession with potions. Father has forbidden her from trying all the different concoctions she comes up with, but she still tries to test them in secret. You really have to keep an eye on that one. Chaplot is around my age. While I'm mainly responsible for collecting intelligence, he handles surveillance. He's very passionate about his work and has no reservations about taking on some I know you two probably aren't used to that kind of talk, but I can promise you they only had the best of intentions. Things like stealth tactics and developing different poisons, they really mean a lot to them. They were just trying to share the... Filial, supplies are here.
Thanks. And...
Oh, you're the famous duo. It's nice to meet you. I heard...
Of course!
Oh.
You must be pretty familiar with Fontaine by now, then. Have you seen the new opera that started running recently?
Oh, this is the first...
It seems like it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, and there's The Blind Maiden, too. After this mission is...
Maybe I should dye my hair.
Is it just Paimon, or do these two seem much... easy?
I heard that.
Oh!
I'm guessing you're referring to Foltz and the others.
I bet those crazies are practically foaming at the mouth right now.
That's enough, Filial.
Don't talk...
Guess...
Well, that's it for the supply.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with... You're right. Oh, Linny...
So, what do you think of the members you've met so far? Well, I should probably get...
Of course!
Then let's head out and... Huh? Fremine? What are you doing here?
Fremine! Nice to see...
You too. I heard you're here as guests of House of the Hearth.
We were just going to make some food. Why don't you come along? I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you want...
seafood!
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine?
It's nothing.
Yeah, we've got some left over.
Some food and water. And some...
No problem. Give me a second here. Food... Wait a minute. What do you need all of those for? You're not on any missions as far...
I thought I'd grab an extra portion.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work. Tell me what's going on. Is it
Maybe it'll...
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on...
Just...
You're back!
Hello, my...
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child that you can call...
Clairvy?
It's nice to... Does that name ring any...
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. She must be the phantom child Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine.
No, I haven't told anyone.
For how long?
About...
So ever since we got to Poisson, then. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going... You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal.
I've thought it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission. That night, while I was sleeping, I heard a voice telling me to go save him. That feeling of being haunted.
So what you're saying is... that was her? She was the one who spoke to you that night?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time. I think that makes her... I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't...
So what's your plan then? You can't keep her here forever. Someone is
I haven't thought that far yet.
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in...
Those two sure care a lot.
Well, they got a funny way of showing it.
No way. They have a really deep bond. I just don't know how long that kind of bond can last. The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can...
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone...
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I...
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Lenny. You called me brother, just like Lynn. We grew up together, the three of us. We were later on when you started calling
Lenny.
The darkest and most... You and Lynette are the most important people in my life.
Oh, looks like things are getting kinda heated.
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't... Oh, wait a minute, Freminate.
Everything's fine.
Well, we're all friends here, right?
It's just a small family dispute. It's not something our guests should trouble themselves with. In fact, it might be better if your stay ended here.
What are you getting at?
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it? I... just... Thank you. I was really hoping to keep you out of it. But even if I could think of some other reason to turn you away, I'm not sure I could convince you. I know things could turn dangerous, so I promise you this.
Me too.
Well, back to the matter at hand then. If we don't plan on handing Clairvy over to Father, then our only other option is to solve the mystery of her identity before Father is able to That means finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of...
I've tried that already.
And?
And... nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really far away, but... after some time, she just reappeared. She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she followed.
I don't know much about spirits.
Let's see here. Paimon remembers hearing something like, if you fulfill a spirit's last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever's keeping them here and return to the ley lines. Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so...
Well, sounds like it's worth a shot. Guess that means we should go ask her about her wish. But first...
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between the two of us. We're the masterminds behind this whole thing.
Of course.
All right. Then let's seal the promise just like when we were kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister? And, when exactly did you get here?
You're an idiot, brother. And you too, Fremen. You 3, Traveler. And you 4, Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out, I heard you talking about your plan. Rather than steering clear... If you don't agree, I'll have no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much Well, I guess we're all in this together then. There's no time to lose. Let's...
I'm full. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like...
That's right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it does... Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around.
Does she know that she has already passed?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer.
Clairvy, if you've got some time, I'd like to ask...
Sure. Oh, another new friend. Hello.
Clairvy, how did you join?
Huh? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave?
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've...
The roster? Oh, I get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know about this place. The people in charge, they're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a lot of people who aren't on it, and never will be. In this house, some people are family, and other people are just test subjects.
Wait, does that mean the knave...
Is there anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this place.
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy. Perry. But it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine. Maybe we should try a different approach.
A wish?
It can be anything you want. Just imagine. It's your birthday, you're blowing out the candle.
To where the sun can find...
That's... it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
The darkness in the house runs deeper than you can...
Okay, time to divide and conquer. I'll try and find a way to use basic illusory magic to take Clairvy outside and bring her somewhere with sunlight. Lynette, try and find the list of executions that Clairvy was talking about. And Fremine, you stay in Poisson. We can't be the only ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I need you to collect intel on everything she's said and done.
Understood.
I'll try my...
What about us?
I really appreciate your willingness to help, but this is a family matter. Let me think. Since Father considers you to be guests, maybe you could stick by her side for a little while.
Ah, Paimon gets it.
I'll give you a magic bird. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong. Of course, that's only as a last resort. If Father doesn't seem to notice us, there's no need to make contact. We'll reconvene here tonight after all's said and done. If the worst-case scenario happens and we're discovered, just tell Father everything. We're not going to let our guests get punished for our own actions. That's where we draw the line. You too. Okay. I really hope this goes well.
It's the knave! And... child! Hey, aren't...
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into you here. I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya. I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my strength and made the journey.
What sort of unfinished business?
It has to do with Skirk, my master. I really wanted to meet up with her, but by the time I got back, she'd already left. I still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Oh, okay, so...
Unfortunately, no. While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences...
Basically, unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not going to be found. But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become strong.
Paimon thinks you should focus on...
The worst of it is, it's all thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. And that's good, because it looks like I really do have to head back this time.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrator's involved too. I'm not looking forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you could think of a way for me to stay in Fontaine for a little longer. Helping Linny and the others brush up on their fighting skills would be far more interesting. If you and I could spar, that would be—
And what a sweet little daydream that is. Besides, considering how little they see fit to step outside the homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries.
One I could do.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
So, dear guests of the House of the...
right! We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about...
Is that so? Introduction?
Well, you see? There's only so much you can learn about someone.
Good question.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that. Now can we?
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve it.
Wait, don't go!
I'd also like to... I've met some of the members of your organization, and they all seemed like really good kids. They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser, which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? Okay, I admit. That's just what the old man told me. The rooster.
Wait.
Never mind what I've done. I'm more curious as to what the mighty rooster...
Well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own... Based on your reaction, I'm guessing...
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue, although it would be more accurate to say that there is a certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth behind certain things, an attribute that I find to be quite advantageous. Call yourself a Fontainian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things, when the real truth is that this is simply the land where I was raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the problem?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontainian simply made it easier to operate. People would harm. The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information.
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies.
Good. Like I said.
Actually, while I was recuperating at the House of the Hearth, I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me.
Well, that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly.
They were that high stakes?
Well, the current atmosphere's not half bad. I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a considerable amount of bickering and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser enter their rebellious phase, I'm sure you'll understand. Just imagine. Tusser becomes obsessed with plucking out strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
Okay. Well, would you look, Traveler, Paimon? I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again, maybe this is a conversation we can have when you look less like you're gonna keel over.
All right. Well, thanks for everything.
No thanks necessary. You also played a part in obtaining the Gnosis. I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See.
We should probably get going too.
Oh? You want...
Oh,
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper host. Please forgive this slight. I do...
We managed to keep her distracted until nightfall. Good thing Child was there to keep the conversation going. You don't... How did everything go?
Well, long story short, we ran into a small issue. Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the... But as I led her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, Well, Oh, true.
I've pretty much tried it all already. Nothing worked. Eventually, the sun went down, so... How did it...
Good. I've got the list.
Really? Well... Oh, that's a lot of pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get...
We can each take a section. Here.
La Pouillade. Oh, yikes. That our rare guy?
I've met him.
Did he say...
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. He said no. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but... it didn't work.
Wait, so that...
It may seem cruel, but it's just one of the... Betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. Her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete. It only contains records dating back... Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, Were you able to find any? Fremine.
Sorry. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I could...
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, I know there have been arguments in the past. Times when people haven't gotten along.
Oh, those are two of the people that we met.
That's to be expected, actually. Father brought us all here, shared her knowledge with us, taught us how to fight. That's one. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. And to a lot of people, that's an identity they never asked for. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. People like Shep.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
Well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others, it seemed like they were meeting in secret to talk about... I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Claire.
You think she's been inciting them?
No, not exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if she said something to them about the darkness in the house and how deep it runs. She's told me about it before. Experiments being run on children.
And they just believed all that?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is...
This is all because...
Whoa. Hold on. What's this Project Stuja all about, huh?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together. Because the House of the Hearth was so successful in obtaining the Gnosis, we now have the honor of playing a key role in Project Stuja.
Wait, but isn't that...
Key role is just another way of saying dangerous role. To us, the whole thing isn't... Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house a lot of funding. It's just that... we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the...
Okay, super...
External pressure has a way of exacerbating internal strife. You can't overlook the power of fear either. I thought resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back, but it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filial and the others to their own devices, sooner or later, Father will be...
We can only focus on one situation at a time.
You're right. Well, it's getting late. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry... you have to protect Paimon if that happens, okay, Traveler? Oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on... Look! Look over there! Quick, let's catch up with her before anyone sees... Over there! Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast! Oh, look! She stopped! Clairvy!
Shh. I opened the window while no one was looking. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this. You probably think I'm being silly, huh? All this hopeless resisting. It's better to dream of what I could have than try to make it a
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know. Can you do that?
Sure. Although, after you hear all this, I think you might regret that everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable. As long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value, and you're handed over to the doctor, experimented on, and given a fate worse than death. I've seen it happen again and again.
You're saying the name? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's...
I knew you wouldn't, but everyone thinks she's a good person. They all think of her like a real
mother.
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again. If only Perry were here, she'd understand.
Perry. Also, it almost feels like she's not really here with us. Paimon can't tell if she's actually talking to us. Well, in any case, it seems she looks so young.
It's getting windy. I should close the... Ooh, look at the moon. Isn't it pretty? Hey, wanna hear a secret? I heard that if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. Perry and I promised each other that once we're older, but I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes me should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me. And what should I do?
I'm really just... Well, let's head back.
All right, looks like we're all here.
Oh? What is it?
What makes you ask that?
Well, we kinda ran into Claire. We met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done
It's possible that Father and the doctor have had certain dealings, but I don't think Father would work with him. We're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful part. I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to...
Secret experiment? Could that be...
I don't think so.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The doctor only proposed a direction for the research. That was the extent of his involvement. I still don't think that counts as working. The details of the experiment are confidential, but complete records are kept on all participants. That doesn't seem to be the case with the situation Clairvy referred to. I know you don't agree with some of the Fatui's methods, and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The House of the Hearth has its own principles. There are certain lines we're not willing to cross.
Alright, that's good. Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but...
Father didn't come back last night. She's probably still near the shore. Lynette, you're with me. Fremine, you know what to do. All right.
Always keep moving forward. Ah, it's you two again. I must say, you look a bit... Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absorb... So what are you planning to do now? Catch up... Although I must profess to being curious. Without child here, how do you plan on
Us? Distract!
Looks like you could have used some extra time to think. No matter. Don't worry. I'll be sure to steer clear of any scheming children.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
Children always think they can hide things from the grown-ups. But nothing gets past me. Least of all... Well, I'll leave you to think things over. If you're so inclined, meet me outside the Palais Mermonia. Good things come to children who do as they're told. So I do hope you decide to tag along. If only for your...
What should we do? She clearly knows about everything we've been doing and... Oh, good idea. Well, we should probably head to the Palais Mermonia. Paimon doesn't... Okay, then we...
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting, we might as well enjoy... I'm glad to see you get along with my children. Being surrounded by good companions is necessary.
You're not planning on doing any...
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, although there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well. No matter. I'm not one to discriminate. All those who betray the house meet the same fate.
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint.
But don't you care about them at all?
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for ruin. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them. I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape...
But...
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration, if Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove. If their efforts are unsuccessful, on the other hand, all will be held accountable. And the... Of course. Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try, and it takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were...
Wait, where did you get that?
Well, I'm afraid that I asked you to meet me here because I have business at the Palais Mermonia. It has nothing to do with you, but I think it would be prudent for you to stick by my side for the time being. There will always be time later to run off and tell Linny what you've learned. Well, time to go. It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates within—
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis. I see you brought the Traveler and Paimon with you as well.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please review it at your—
I understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette. So allow me to use water. A family is like a large body of water with countless— As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that— Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way. Disappear. Not all rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless.
Did...
Your words paint an optimistic picture indeed. Allow me to remind you, however, few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted water.
It may have been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect to your proposal. Perhaps you could expound on that?
If you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I will gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine, and, unless absolutely necessary, I will no longer carry out any special missions within—
I presume I can take your words to mean that, in the future, cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Tartuffe? Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved in— Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur Neuvillette, I'm sure certain—
You choose your words carefully indeed. In that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity. Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring water from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your impressions.
Indeed. I trust you would not overlook your commitment in the—
All right, Traveler Paimon.
But that's just...
what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard—
You really want to know? I would imagine—
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything— Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you?
Oh, shoot. Are you all— Oh, jeez. I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling these papers. Well, let me make it up to you at least.
Oh, you don't have to give us anything.
Please, I want to. It's my fault, really.
What's going on here?
Nothing much. I just ran into your friend.
Hold on.
Of course, I'm happy to compensate you with more.
I'll take 3 papers.
Oh! Thank you. If only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably...
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson.
Actually, why don't we... Paimon just realized how hungry she is. She can't head back to
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor. That being said, I could be persuaded to give Linny some extra time. I just have... If you agree to my request, I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Clairvy, are you not? And my relationship to her.
Wait, why are you being so...
You overestimate yourself. You don't have the talent. The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both sides receive something they want. Wonderful. When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help to the House of the Hearth.
Okay, sounds...
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. No one comes here anymore. Nor does anyone care about what once happened. It was before I became a harbinger. And before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth. Due to certain events, I first killed Clairvy and then her mother.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Patience now. Allow me to explain Clairvy's side of the story first. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her. Crucibina was the knave at that time, and the House of the Hearth was under her control. She was Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house. Clairvy was happy here, for a time. But she quickly realized...
Purgatory?
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes in war orphans from all over to... Crucibina came up with a novel idea. It's difficult to estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. They would be handed over to the doctor to be experimented on.
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing, Crucibina probably would have listened, right?
Despite being Clairvy's mother, Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality, as Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but it was to no avail. Of course, there was one exception. Someone Clairvy's age who knew the truth about the House of the Hearth. Her name was Peruere.
Wait, the friend that
Friend, huh? Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate person. Her cold-blooded nature allowed, despite their differences, there may have been a certain naivete to her ideas, even with her body racked with pain.
Oh no.
Her hopelessness resulted from a culmination of things. 10 years. It was during this time that Peruere suggested a new plan. If escaping was at Clairvy rejected, the Clairvy never gave if she couldn't escape, and precisely. It happened during a duel from that moment on. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She was unsettled. And there was only one thing that could quell that sensation. Perhaps.
Crucibina, you mean?
Correct. This is the place where Peruere killed her best friend. A mere year later, this is also the place where she fought tooth and nail to kill the moment she acted. Any conception of what was right or Peruere won the battle. And became a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
So the Perry Clairvy was talking about... It was you all along.
I left that name behind long ago. After I defeated Crucibina, the moniker of Mother died with her. I chose to forego the title she called her, and that is where the story ends.
Yeah.
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes. You see, a certain power runs through my veins. It's not unlike a curse. Of course, the chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old, but what emerged from the flames was her 6-year-old self. Her appearance was memory is a...
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when...
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is someone trapped in time. It may seem like she exists with us in the present.
So if all of that is true, then you must have...
Indeed. She's a rather volatile and unstable entity. Sometimes she would look after the children. She's even saved some of their... But other times, she would hide from me and become obsessed with revealing the truth about the house to anyone who... Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new Your attempts to expose Clairvy to sunlight. They failed, yes? The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to but no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't anticipate so much as a single speck of ash will be left behind.
Wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gun, but so what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on... I hope you understand. The difference between Crucibina and myself lies in our formulation of the rules, not our policy for enforcing them. Upholding the rules without question is a trait we both share. Because that is how a household should be run.
Is this really what you want to do?
Whatever could you mean?
Don't you want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger makes you impulsive. Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my well-behaved children to bring our troublemakers here by nightfall. I do believe I've kept my end of the deal. I give your friends...
Here they are, Father.
Oh, you gonna execute him? Lenny!
I'm sorry. I heard about it, but I still failed. I couldn't find a way to...
Huh? Are you... Perry?
Indeed. It's been a while, Clairvy.
Perry!
Shh. Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Father, let me...
Out of my way.
Father!
You chose to conceal a threat to the house. And for that. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious...
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean...
Fultz, why don't you share what you...
Yes, Father. Secret midnight meeting number 3. Participants, Nantoy clearly. Sato added, Filial was the worst of them all.
I did not! You're lying!
It's not like I'm the only one who heard those things. After that, you and Toddy and a we're birds.
You little. You just want me gone, don't you? What did I ever do to you? And you, Sheplo? Have you...
You're wrong, Filial. We don't want you to die.
Liar.
We all live in the House of the Hearth. You know the type of work we do, Phil. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talk...
You've been spied.
Filial, I owe you both my life. If this were any...
Why?
That's enough, Filial. I'm sorry, Sheplo. Faults, we...
Sheplo, according to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these...
All those who betray the house pay with their...
And so it shall be.
Father, please wait!
Something you want to say?
Please reconsider. We all come from broken families. From the very first day, but the truth is, none of us know what a real home should look. I'm not saying I have all the answers. All I know is this. Killing Filial and the others may uphold the rules, but doing so will only bring us further away from being... So please, Father.
I agree with Linny.
Father, please.
Linny, you... I also agree with Linny.
An order once given... However...
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
Wait.
Impossible.
Did you hear that, Traveler? Lenny and the others have to duel the knave. If they lose, those people...
Don't you want to say a proper...
Anger makes you impulsive.
Oh. Looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this.
When guests are around, families are often on their best behavior.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation, and lend your help.
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Traveler?
You're asking to join the duel against the knave?
I'll allow it. We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I would advise is this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon, and give it your all. Any less. Is it my turn now? With these rising flames! Now you shall perish! Now's our chance! Is it my turn now? Illusion shattered! Now that's more like it. Inazuma shines eternal! Over here! With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise.
I see everything.
Have a taste of purgatory.
The Temple of Wisdom.
Getting here!
Torn to oblivion! Remove all obstacles.
And voila!
The countdown has begun.
Now you shall perish!
Like a fly tangled in a web.
Hang in there!
Rising flames! Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. Is it my turn now?
Hear me now!
Suckless will! Inazuma shines eternal!
Try to pace yourself. Now's our chance!
Over here!
Your punishment made manifest.
Watch out for Father's movements! Look out!
Make yourself a move!
The sun and moon have set. Only ruin remains.
Now's our chance!
Over here!
Extinguished.
There is no escape!
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Oh, I know. No! I'm sorry, Father!
Sorry for what? This pitiful excuse for an attack. made it out, did you? You're stronger than I expected.
A crimson moon. I can't move.
Still, not strong enough to beat me. I believe we can end things here. It's not often that we get to enjoy the...
Brother! Lenny!
Given that I am the victor of this duel. As agreed.
No! I never thought...
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination. In light of this, Elwar, the bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping.
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for.
Wonderful. Then...
Bottled flame?
Indeed. They're the product of a secret experiment. Once ingested, searing pain will spread across every inch of your body. No harm will come to you if you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the house. In other words, administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house. Memory is a
So, you're just...
You misunderstand. Memories are extremely important. Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you. So no, I don't intend to just let you go, because the person...
Even so, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry I let you down. But I really...
Don't cry, Phil. You haven't left the house yet, so there are still rules to be followed, yes. Remember what I taught you. Anger makes you impulsive, sorrow causes...
Of course.
Dry your tears, and go pursue the life...
Yes, Father!
Chaplot, Fultz, Elwar. Take them back to Poisson. And bring Lenny and the others as well. I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. As for whether to take them, the choice is yours. Goodbye, children. Thank you for all you've done for the house.
Father!
Let's go.
Here, grab my arm, Lenny. I'll help you.
Thank you.
Clairvy.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry, aren't you? Wait, did I somehow travel to the future on accident? Or am...
Neither. You died, Clairvy. That's what happened.
You could have at least sugarcoated it a little.
Oh.
Huh? That's it?
Yep. If that's what Perry says happened, then plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. I'm more curious about what happens in the future. Can you tell me about it?
You never stopped trying to defy. At first, no one believed you. Later on, you tried to run away, but you were brought back each time. Mother spared your life, but it wasn't out of kindness. Instead, she decided to make an example of you, but still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel after ruthless duel, she would be able to crown an ultimate victor among the children she raised. But you called on everyone to unite, to fight to a draw in order to reduce casualty. You tried everything. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom. But now, I realize that the only freedom I truly possess is the freedom to choose to die.
I never imagined I would say something like that. I must have been feeling really worn down, but somehow, I still think I understand. If I could do it all over...
Is that so? But as the head of the House of the Hearth and as the children's father, I've tried to give them the most basic of freedoms. The freedom to It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house will have their memories wiped clean of all secrets pertaining to the organization. In return, they will be allowed to live a normal life in Fontaine without being prosecuted for their past. Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to the...
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty amazing king, and I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it just so happens that our dear guests over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really?
Of course!
I was always too afraid, but at the academia, I bet... You know, I was playing the lute of... That's where more... If I had some... It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses. And Mother, she probably... Those yokai you mentioned, I once saw a
Oh, sounds like you're The situation was super dangerous. Lenny and...
Oh no!
Don't worry. We were able to turn the situation around super...
How'd you do that? Come on, tell me!
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow. Any new information they... Clairvy, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now, by my authority as the Knave, I shall announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no longer tied to this place, nor are you bound by its rules.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still, seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.
May we meet again someday.
Clairvy. She left so soon.
I also have certain sentiments left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was just as... But a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, we wouldn't have had the time to say goodbye. Whatever regrets may linger.
Father?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny! What is he doing
Here, let's...
Father, the bottled flames have been administered. Filial and the others have left the house.
And you? What?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Father. But we never wanted to leave the house. Lynette and Fremine feel the same way. They're recuperating back at the Hotel Bouffe d'été. But I decided to come back and tell you where we stood.
I'm sure you're well aware of the expectations I have for you. I want you to follow in my footsteps and become the next king of the house. Yet I must admit, I'm rather surprised by your decision to stay. There's nothing wrong with choosing to live a quiet life. Leading this organization is a heavy responsibility.
I just never understood what you saw in me.
You're brave, talented, and, most importantly, you cherish your family. You would do anything to protect them.
Speaking up back there was so brave of you, Linny.
You're a hero, Linny.
Hero? Father is the real hero. Had Father gone all out, I'm not deserving of that title.
You're wrong. In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of the throne is conviction and the necessary strength to act on it. We may have different ideas of what it means to be a family, but you can hardly be said to lack conviction. What you truly lack is strength. For someone of your talent, though, that's something that will come, even without that strength.
Father.
No one knows what the future holds. What tragedy or triumph may be in store. If reaching a certain strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions.
I understand, Father.
Children must grow up to surpass their parents. The road ahead is not an easy one.
You've done so much for me, Father, and that kindness must be repaid. Plus, with Project protecting my family at all costs.
Then you're welcome to stay. As for Project Stuja, you need not be too concerned. If those cowardly businessmen and heartless dignitaries try to take us down, I'm prepared to teach them Having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadows. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a crimson moon shall rise amid the frigid blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, I'll remember the camaraderie we shared in this moment, no matter how arduous the journey ahead.
Didn't Linny say that Lynette and Fremine were recovering? Lynette? Fremine? How are you feeling?
Much better. What about you?
I knew you'd... Oh! Linny and the other members have left Poisson and returned to the House of the Hearth. According to him, there haven't been any more sightings of a spirit roaming the house.
I see.
I'm glad Father came to check up on us 2 days ago.
Wait, what? You've met...
Crucibina died a year after Clairvy. Crucibina had an extremely cruel and radical way. When I joined, a couple of
Father took in Lenny and me a couple...
The last time you talked to her, did she...
She said she didn't want us to be affected by the Foundation, and that's what Father...
But I still think if Father hadn't taken over the house...
Father rarely brings up the fact that she saved us, but even we may have argued...
Whether the path so I wanted to...
Oh, we didn't do anything.
Of course.
I actually saw them at a... They didn't recognize me. From what I could tell, they were drinking coffee and talking about one of the... They seemed happy. If I...
A blade is like a tea leaf.
Ad Astra... Thank you for Ad Astra...